In a quaint Nigerian village, there stood a charming villa surrounded by lush greenery and vibrant flowers. Within its walls lived Adanna, a kind-hearted woman, and her devoted husband Boma. Their lives were filled with happiness, but their hearts longed for one thing above all: a child. One bright morning, Adanna felt a strange sensation. Concerned, she visited the village healer, Mama Iya. With a warm smile, Mama Iya announced, "Adanna, you are going to have a baby." Overjoyed, Adanna hurried home to share the wonderful news with Boma. He embraced her tightly, vowing to care for her and their unborn child. "Hey buddy, how are you doing, man? I hope you're well. We're in full swing with our stories. My request from you is to subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Have a good time." As the months passed, something peculiar occurred. Adanna's belly grew larger, yet the baby did not arrive. 1 month turned into 2, then 3, but still no baby. Growing increasingly anxious, Adanna and Boma sought Mama Iya's counsel once more. This time, Mama Iya's expression was grave. "Adanna," she said gently, "your pregnancy is not normal. It seems a curse has been cast upon you." Tears welled up in Adanna's eyes. "A curse? But why? What have we done to deserve this?" she asked. Mama Iya shook her head sadly. "I do not know, my dear, but I will do everything in my power to help you lift this curse." For the following months, Mama Iya tried all the remedies she knew. She prepared special herbal concoctions and recited numerous prayers. However, nothing seemed to work. Adanna's belly continued to swell, and she grew weaker and more exhausted each day. Boma did his best to keep her comfortable, but his worry deepened with each passing day. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a gentle knock echoed through their door. Standing there was an elderly woman with kind eyes and a warm smile. "I have heard of your troubles," she began. "I am Mama Chipo, and I believe I can help you." Boma and Adanna welcomed her inside. Mama Chipo gazed at Adanna and nodded knowingly. "This curse is powerful," she said, "but there is hope. You must find a rare flower that blooms only once a year on the highest mountain. It is called the moonlight blossom." Adanna and Boma exchanged hopeful glances. "We will find it," Boma declared with determination. At dawn, Boma packed his belongings and embarked on the arduous journey to the tallest mountain. Adanna watched him leave, her eyes filled with tears and prayers for his safe return. Weeks passed as Boma navigated the treacherous mountain trails. He faced wild animals, relentless rains, and biting winds, but he pressed on, fueled by his love for Adanna and their unborn child. One night under a bright full moon, Boma reached the summit. There, nestled in a small patch of earth, was a single flower glowing in the moonlight. The moonlight blossom. He carefully picked it and placed it in his bag. With the precious flower in hand, Boma hurried back home, his heart buoyed by hope. After many days, he finally arrived at their villa. Adanna, now very weak, managed a faint smile upon seeing him. "You found it," she whispered. Boma nodded and handed the flower to Mama Chipo. She crushed its petals and mixed them with water, then gave the potion to Adanna. As soon as Adanna drank it, a comforting warmth spread through her body. She closed her eyes and drifted into a peaceful sleep. Boma and Mama Chipo watched over her, their hearts filled with hope. The next morning, Adanna awoke feeling stronger than she had in months. She looked at Boma and smiled. "I feel better," she said. But their journey was far from over, and the curse had not yet been completely broken. They understood that more challenges lay ahead, and they would need every ounce of their strength and love to finally lift the curse and welcome their baby into the world. As the days went by, Adanna's strength and hope grew. Boma and Mama Chipo took great care of her, ensuring she ate well and rested sufficiently. The villagers, inspired by their courage and perseverance, offered their prayers and support. One evening, a wise old man named Papa Kofi paid them a visit. Renowned for his vast knowledge of ancient tales and forgotten wisdom, Papa Kofi settled by the fire in their cozy living room, his eyes gleaming with both curiosity and concern. "I've heard of your journey, Boma," he said, "and the bravery you displayed in finding the moonlight blossom. But I fear Adanna's curse is more complex. There might be more to uncover." Adanna, sitting nearby, listened intently. "What do you mean, Papa Kofi?" she asked. Papa Kofi took a deep breath and began to recount a tale. Long ago, there was a powerful sorcerer named Okoro, feared for his dark magic. One day, a brave warrior named Namdi challenged Okoro to save his village from the sorcerer's evil spells. Namdi emerged victorious, but before Okoro vanished, he cursed Namdi's descendants to endure great hardships. Adanna and Boma exchanged worried looks. "Do you think we are connected to Namdi?" Boma asked. Papa Kofi nodded slowly. "It is possible. If the curse was never lifted, it could still affect his bloodline." "But how can we break such an ancient curse?" Adanna asked, her voice trembling. Papa Kofi smiled kindly. "The key lies in finding the heart of Okoro's power. Legend says it is hidden in a secret cave deep within the forest. You must find it and destroy it to break the curse once and for all." Boma stood up, determination shining in his eyes. "Then we will find the cave and end this curse," he said firmly. Papa Kofi handed Boma a small, intricately carved stone. "This stone will guide you," he explained. "It will glow brighter as you approach the cave." The following morning, with Mama Chipo's blessings and Papa Kofi's guidance, Boma and Adanna set out together. Hand in hand, they followed the stone's glow, which flickered faintly at first, but grew stronger as they ventured deeper into the forest. The forest was dense and dark, filled with eerie sounds and hidden dangers. Yet Boma and Adanna pressed on, undeterred. They faced fierce animals and treacherous paths, but their love for each other and hope for their future kept them moving forward. One night, as they camped under the stars, Adanna had a dream. She saw a majestic white eagle soaring high above them, its eyes gleaming with wisdom. The eagle swooped down and whispered, "Follow the river of light to find the cave." The next morning, Adanna shared her dream with Boma. They searched for the river of light and, after several hours, discovered a sparkling stream that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. They followed the stream, which led them to a concealed waterfall. Behind the waterfall, they found a narrow passageway leading into the heart of the mountain. The stone in Boma's hand glowed brightly, casting light on the dark passage as they delved deeper into the cave. The air grew colder and strange glowing symbols covered the walls. Eventually, they reached a vast chamber. In the center stood a pedestal, and upon it lay an ancient weathered book. The book pulsed with a dark energy that sent shivers down their spines. "This must be the heart of Okoro's power," Boma whispered. Adanna approached the book with caution. As she touched it, a voice filled the chamber, resonating with anger and pain. "Who dares to challenge my curse?" Adanna took a deep breath and replied, "We are here to end your curse and free our family from your evil." The voice laughed menacingly. "You think you can break my power so easily? You will face your greatest fears, and only if you survive will the curse be lifted." The chamber began to tremble, and the air filled with swirling shadows. Boma and Adanna clung to each other, ready to confront whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that their love and courage would guide them through. Their journey continued, delving deeper into the heart of darkness, driven by the hope of breaking the ancient curse and finally welcoming their long-awaited baby into a world free from fear. As the shadows encircled them, Boma and Adanna stood resolute, their hearts beating in unison. The dark energy in the chamber intensified, but so did their determination. They understood that only by facing their fears and remaining united could they hope to break the curse. Suddenly, the shadows morphed into terrifying images of their worst fears. Boma saw himself failing to protect Adanna, leaving her alone and vulnerable. Adanna envisioned a future where their child was never born, leaving her in eternal sorrow. The images were so vivid and horrifying that they almost despaired. But then, Adanna remembered the love they had for each other, and the strength they had shown throughout their journey. She squeezed Boma's hand and whispered, "We can do this. We have come too far to give up now." Boma nodded, drawing courage from Adanna's words. He stepped forward and faced the shadows. "You will not defeat us," he declared. "Our love is stronger than your curse." The shadows recoiled at his words, causing the chamber to tremble. Adanna joined him, her voice strong and unwavering. "We face our fears together, and we will not let them control us. Your power over us ends now." With those resolute words, a brilliant light erupted from the stone Boma held. The light intensified, flooding the entire chamber, banishing the shadows and dispelling the dark energy. The ancient book on the pedestal crumbled into dust, and the taunting voice faded away with a final echoing wail. The chamber fell silent, and the oppressive darkness lifted. Boma and Adanna felt a wave of relief wash over them. They had done it. The curse was broken. As they made their way back through the forest, a renewed sense of hope and joy filled their hearts. The villagers welcomed them with open arms, celebrating their bravery and the end of the curse. Adanna's pregnancy, now free from dark magic, progressed normally, and she grew healthier with each passing day. Months later, in the same villa house where their journey had begun, Adanna gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. They named her Chidinma, which means God is good, a reminder of the blessings they had received. The moral lesson of their story was clear. True love and courage can overcome even the darkest of curses. By facing their fears together and believing in the power of their bond, Boma and Adanna showed that no obstacle was too great to overcome. Their journey taught them that strength lies not only in bravery, but also in the support and love they shared, which gave them the power to conquer any challenge that came their way. We've reached the end of another story. I hope you enjoyed it. We will continue to share more mysterious and exciting tales. Show your support by subscribing to the channel. See you soon.